Hey guys, this is Joey Williams at House of Grace Church. I just wanted to share a quick minute in the Word with you, and I hope this is helpful for you. In Matthew chapter 25, Jesus tells a story, and he starts it out. He says, "Then the kingdom of heaven shall be likened to 10 virgins, who took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom. Now 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish." So we have a contrast story here, 2 groups of virgins. "Those who were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps." So one group has no oil, just the lamps with that little bit of oil. The other has lamps with oil plus additional vessels to give them oil to last a long time. "But while the bridegroom was delayed, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight a cry was heard, 'Behold, the bridegroom is coming, go out to meet him.' Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said to the wise, 'Give us some of your oil, for our lamps are going out.' But the wise answered, saying, 'No, lest there should not be enough for us and you. But go rather to those who sell and buy for yourselves.' And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and those who were ready went in with him to the wedding, and the door was shut. Afterward the other virgins came also, saying, 'Lord, Lord, open to us.' But he answered and said, 'Assuredly, I say to you, I do not know you. Watch therefore, for you know neither the day nor the hour in which the Son of Man is coming.'" You know, parables are teaching stories that Jesus used, and they're meant to teach us certain principles. This one has several principles we could look at, but one thing I wanted to point out is the difference between the 2 groups of virgins. We see that this is a story about preparation, being prepared, because, believe it or not, Jesus is coming back. He is coming back for the Christians, and He's going to take all those who have placed their trust in Him. Now, what you need to know is there's obviously 2 different groups here. One group is prepared and one is not. But what sticks out to me is the fact that both groups were groups of virgins. Now, of course, that meant they were waiting on a husband. They were waiting on the bridegroom. But it also implies to me that they were both good people. Both groups were groups of good people. In fact, if you look at the group who wasn't prepared, who was left behind, who did not get to go with the bridegroom, they weren't bad people. They weren't partying and doing drugs and murdering or whatever your definition of bad might be. They weren't doing those things. They had great behavior, possibly even good character. Many times we think that being good enough will be what Jesus is looking for, but that's not it. You notice that they had come out of their lifestyles, they had left other things behind, and they were out waiting just like those with oil in their lamps. It kind of reminds me of people who come to church thinking that that's it, just that's doing this great deed. But that's not what the bridegroom was looking for. He was looking for those who had oil in their lamps. It wasn't enough just to come out and wait and say that they were believing that a bridegroom was coming, or saying, "I believe the bridegroom was real." All 10 virgins believed that the bridegroom was real. And that's the way it is many times today. Many people believe that Jesus is real. Many people believe that Jesus is God. But the question is He God to you? Is He your God? Is He my God? Have I let Him become the boss, the king of my life? Have I surrendered my heart and in my future to Him? That's the question. The oil in the lamp is the key to this story. The oil represents the Holy Spirit. The oil represents God. One group had God inside of them. The other just surrounded themselves with other people who were, maybe they had God inside of them, and they confused that for having Him inside of themselves. That's what happened to me in my life at one point. I thought that because I hung around with people who were committed to Jesus, that I was committed to Jesus. But I learned it wasn't the same thing. So the question for you today is, are you ready? Which group do you find yourself in? Are you in the group of virgins that had oil in their lamp and they were anxiously awaiting the return of Jesus? They had a relationship with Him. They were enjoying the journey. Sure, they had challenges, they had trials, but they had the peace of God to see them through every situation. Or do you find yourself in the other group? You're a good person, perhaps. You do good things, maybe. Maybe you've cut out some bad things, and and you possibly even go to church and hang out with others who do have oil in their lamp. But inside you feel like maybe something's missing, something's not quite right. It seems as though when the preacher's talking, he has some different experience than what you have. Other Christians seem to have this joy and peace, and you find yourself empty, but you're trying so hard to do the right things. And I would invite you to just surrender to God once and for all. Come to Jesus and say, Lord, I know it's not about being a good person. I'd like to be a good person. I've tried to be a good person, but I know now that this is all about having a relationship with you. It's about surrendering my heart, soul, and mind to you, saying, I trust you to be God. I believe that not only are you real, and not only are you God, I want you to be God to me. If you make that decision today, the rest of your life and the rest of eternity will be different. I invite you to join the journey with Jesus. Thanks for watching. God bless you.